Show me, grandfather, and I will finish what you started.
Yo guys, it's Congru once again. Got another video. There's another episode of Mandalorian that came out on Friday, of course. So yeah, let's talk about it, right? I enjoyed it, of course. I did say in my previous video that I didn't think you would see like Ahsoka or Bo again in this episode, and I kind of was right. I didn't expect to see season 1 characters though. That was something that I didn't expect to see, and it was really nice to see. Obviously, Cara Dune is now, she's like the marshal for the warden and stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it, right? I did like to see the familiar faces, and the episode was generally good, right? And we also got some big info, like, and this is what I want to just spend this video talking about, really, because this info is actually pretty big, and that is obviously the cloning. So we now know that the remnants of the Empire are trying to clone, obviously, Palpatine. Like, I mean, like, you've seen the Disney Trilogy, right? So they are trying, the remnants of the Empire are trying to clone Palpatine, which sort of indirectly makes Snoke, right? Yeah, obviously Snoke is now trying to be made, and they're using the child's blood to make him. So my initial thoughts on this was, does it feel a bit forced? I mean, they brought back Gideon and the Darksaber at the end of Mando season 1, right? So I thought at that point we were going to get heavy connections to Rebels and maybe Clone Wars, maybe episodes like 4 to 6, but I wasn't thinking about connecting it to the Disney Trilogy as well. And obviously it's a Disney thing, so obviously they're gonna want to connect it, right? They're gonna, like, we've already had Rebels characters and like homages and sort of things to Clone Wars and the prequel and original trilogy, but we weren't seeing much of how sort of Mando was leading into the Force Awakens sort of thing. But it's pretty clear now that the remnants of the Empire are in this series, should I say, to bring back Palpatine or clone him. And basically this gets nicely into my next point, because this is why I think it feels forced, because they're missing maybe we find out by the end of the season, right? But they're basically missing a couple of details here which I can't excuse, basically. And that's one, Luke is alive at this point. Luke is traveling the world at this point. Luke, basically, if you nabbed Luke at any point right now, like, his book is canon, guys. The Luke Skywalker book where he starts like traveling places, that's Disney made, and that's canon. That's like a prequel to that basically tells you what Luke was doing before the Force Awakens. So yeah, the guy is literally traveling. So if you pick him up, like, at this point, there's no, like, I don't even think he has a Jedi Council at this point, right? Because you have to work out the ages, obviously. Kylo, I was going to say Kylo Ren, but Kylo Ren is that he's quite young, right? I would have to actually check his age, but I'm pretty sure he's quite young. So yeah, it just, why would you not pick up Luke? Like, why would Palpatine be like, look, like, you've got to like realize this, guys. The only reason why Luke won in episode 6 was because Darth Vader turned to the light side. Luke was already displaying dark side power when like Darth Vader mentioned Leia, and he just went crazy. He just raged, and Palpatine knows that. So there is still dark side potential in Luke. So I just, it's really strange for me that Palpatine would want Charles' blood. Someone, like, obviously we don't know where the Charles come from, so it might be that he cloned Yoda himself and that's why he's after it. But it still doesn't, I don't understand why he knows he already has the Chosen One as his apprentice, and he knows that the Chosen One's son is still around, traveling and stuff like that. It would be really easy to pick him up at this point. So yeah, I was. Oh, I mean, well, I say it'd be really easy to pick him up. Obviously, he's like the most powerful Jedi in the universe. Like literally in the Mandalorian right now, the most powerful Jedi is Luke Skywalker. At this point, he's the hero of the Republic. He destroyed Darth Vader. He destroyed Palpatine. Well, Darth Vader destroyed Palpatine, but yeah, I mean, Luke is just the best guy at this point. He's a hero. So yeah, it's just really weird to me that, you know what, the Disney Trilogy should have had. Like, this is what the story of the Disney Trilogy should have been, right? Palpatine's looking to clone himself, so Palpatine says to his remnants, look, go and get me Luke, man. I know that guy's got bare dark side potential. Go and get me Luke. And that's how it should have been. That should have been the whole basis. So this whole map to Luke Skywalker thing, Snoke and I keep saying Kylo Ren. Snoke and Kylo were both after this, right? It's very simple that they were both after the whereabouts of Luke Skywalker because they knew who wanted Luke Skywalker. Don't forget, Palpatine is like pulling the strings, as it were, at that point, being the voice of Darth Vader for Kylo Ren, and then being literally Snoke's master, basically. It would have been so cool if The Force Awakens was Map of Luke Skywalker and if The Last Jedi didn't fuck everything up, because I'm starting to think, like, was this the plan all along? Was this JJ's plan? Like, well, they're doing it in Mando, and yeah, it's gonna happen with Baby Yoda, guys. And the next thing I want to talk about here is that we already know how this is gonna end up, guys. We already know what happens in The Force Awakens. Snoke is there by The Force Awakens. Are we now saying that Baby Yoda is gonna die? Is Baby Yoda gonna die? I actually thought of this. I was thinking about this, right? There's another person with Force abilities that's already been mentioned in Season 2, and that's Ahsoka. So, in any event, you can actually, like, something might conspire where they can't get the child's blood, so they just take Ahsoka's blood instead. Or Ahsoka just sacrifices herself. That would be good for me. That would be a shock. I would welcome that. I would welcome that. It would just be something different. It would be something unexpected. So yeah, I would definitely like for not the child's blood to be taken, but Ahsoka's, because that would also explain as to why Ahsoka isn't around in the Disney Trilogy as well. So I mean, it kills two birds with one stone. To be honest, the more and more I think about it, the more and more I think something like that may happen, and the child will be left alive, because it's one of the Disney's moneymakers at this moment in time. So I just wanted to wrap this episode up and just say this isn't the first time. There has been Star Wars content where Palpatine does clone himself, and that is the Star Wars Dark Empire comics. It's made by Dark Horse, and basically, yeah, Palpatine comes back, and he comes back in exactly the same way. He's able to dispel his essence from his body as he's falling down the shaft, and he's able to get clones and then essence transfer himself into those clones. Like, an essence transfer is a dark side force ability. Basically, obviously, you know about General Plagueis. You know about Darth Plagueis, the Wise, right? The dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural. Basically, you know. So yeah, so he does the essence transfer in the Dark Horse comics. And a couple of tidbits, like another thing that happens in the Dark Empire comics that actually happened in Mandalorian as well, is that Boba Fett comes back. And this is the first time in the that's the first time in Star Wars content that Boba Fett comes back, and yeah, he basically escaped the Sarlacc pit. So it's very interesting to see that the cloning and Boba Fett coming back, Boba, whatever you want to call it, is both in the Mandalorian, and they were both in Dark Empire comics. So I am going to read the Dark Empire comics probably as soon as I record this video, and then I will probably get back with another video if I see anything else that is linked between the Dark Empire series and the Mandalorian. So yeah, what did you guys think of the episode? Chat, just leave a comment, leave anything, leave a like, and I will have a look. I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. And this has been Congru. I'll see you next video. Peace.